So traditional network address translation is in local area networks to allow the LAN devices to share globally unique IP address. However, some ISPs perceive NAT as a solution to the IPv4 depletion problem, as a way to extend the lifetime of their IPv4 address pool. So they deploy carrier-grade NAT or NAT 444 in their network, which has been criticized for an array of reasons, among which is the fact that it limits the ports that are available to the subscribers, and therefore it threatens the availability of some popular internet applications. It breaks the internet end-to-end principle, and it delays the adoption of IPv6, which in the long run is the only viable solution to the IPv4 depletion. So that means that both policymakers and subscribers, internet users in general, have interest in knowing whether they are behind a NAT 444 deployment or not. And that's what Revelio tries to do. So in order to understand how Revelio works, let's first take a look at a typical DSL deployment. Here I will use the reference path defined in the LMAP RFC. So we have the home network where the subscriber devices are connected to the customer premise equipment, which can be, let's say, a home router. And the customer premise equipment is a device that does the NAT function. And the IP-facing interface of this device is called the service demarcation point, after which the ISP-managed services begin. The intra-IP access point is the point after which public routable addresses are used. And when no NAT 444 is deployed, this is the broadband remote access server. So the home network is using private address space, and the ISP network is using public address space. Now, when NAT 444 is deployed, we have a CGN middle box connected on the core router, and the CGN middle box becomes the intra-IP access point. And in this case, the DSL network may not use public addresses, but private or shared. So Revelio tries to detect these differences between the case when NAT 444 is deployed and when it's not, to make inference of its presence. And more specifically, Revelio tries to detect two things. First of all, the usage of private or shared address space after the service demarcation point, and the location of the device that does the translation to the globally routable address of the subscriber. However, this is far from trivial, because what I described is some typical deployments, but there are many diverse network configurations, both in the home network and in the that make false positives. For example, in the home network, we have multiple layers of NAT, and that may cause a wrong inference of the location of the service demarcation point. And also, the ISP may use private address space even when they do not have NAT 444 deployed. And Revelio needs to take all these peculiarities, let's say, into consideration in order to avoid false positives. And a critical aspect of the Revelio platform is the detection of the access link, which is the first link in the access network after the service demarcation device, in order to eliminate such false positives. So Revelio works in two different phases. The first phase, the environment characterization, tries to understand the environment in which the Revelio client is hosted, basically the home network, the subscribers network. And the second phase is the actual NAT 444 discovery that uses information from the first phase. So here is the overall methodology. I will zoom in the first phase, the environment characterization. which is composed from 3 tests, and the information collected from these 3 tests is then provided in the second phase. So the first test tries to identify the subscriber's GRA using the session traversal utilities for NAT. And basically, if the IP address exposed at the service demarcation device is the same as the GRA, it means that no NAT 444 is deployed. Otherwise, it means that possibly NAT 444 is deployed. The second test tries to determine whether the CPE device performs NAT or not. If the IP address of the CPE is a public address, then it means that it's not behind NAT. Otherwise, Revelio continues with the third test, which is the detection of the access link. So here Revelio assumes that the access link will have a transmission delay that will be at least an order of magnitude higher than the neighboring links, and it estimates the delay using a methodology similar to PathChar, which basically means that they calculate the per link latency taking the minimum RTT time from repeated RTT measurements with the varying UDP packet size, and the queuing and processing delays are considered negligible. So the information collected from these 3 tests is then fed to the NAT 444 discovery phase, which again it's composed from three different tests. The first test tries to determine whether shared or private address space is used beyond the service demarcation device. A trace route is executed from the Revelio client to a public IP address in the level 3 network. And if neither private nor shared address space is detected, it doesn't mean that NAT 444 is not deployed, because some deployments may use public address space, so it is inconclusive. And Revelio continues with a second test, which invokes the universal plug play actions that determine the IP address of the service demarcation device. And then it compares this address with a GRA that it obtained in the first phase using the STAMP protocol. And as I said earlier, if these 2 addresses are the same, it means that NAT 444 is not deployed. If they are different, it means that NAT 444 is deployed. And if UPnP actions are not supported, it's inconclusive, and Revelio continues with a third test, which is a trace route to the GRA to count the number of hops between the service demarcation device and the GRA device. So if the GRA and the CPE are in the same hop, it means that NAT 444 is not deployed. If there are some hops apart, it means that NAT 444 is deployed. And if the GRA does not respond to the trace route, again, the test is inconclusive. So we can see that Revelio uses a collection of different tests that may have conflicting results between each other. And in order to decide whether NAT 444 deployment is in place or not, it assigns different levels of confidence to each test. So for the second test, the UPnP actions, it assigns a high level of confidence because it's not based on heuristics. Also, it assigns a high level of confidence when it detects the usage of shared IPs after the service demarcation point, because these IP addresses are specifically used for NAT 444 deployments. And on the other hand, if it detects private IP addresses, it assigns low confidence because such addresses may be used regardless of the presence of NAT 444. And also, it assigns low confidence to the trace route GRA, the third test, because it relies on the accurate inference of the location of the access link, which is heuristics based, so it may fail at some specific conditions. So the authors validated Revelio by deploying it in 2 ISPs for which they knew whether CGN was deployed or not. First, they deployed it in a large UK ISP in 6 subscribers, and Revelio correctly determined that 2 of them were behind CGN. The interesting thing here is that all the tests of the the second phase correctly inferred the presence of CGN. And in the second ISP, it's an Italian ISP that does not deploy NAT444, but it uses private IP address space. And in this case, again, Revelio correctly inferred that that CGN basically was not deployed despite of the presence of private IP addresses. Also, the authors conducted 2 large-scale campaigns using two platforms, SAMNOS and Bismarck. The SAMNOS experiment was repeated twice with about a year difference between the 2 experiments in order to determine whether the deployment of CGN has an increasing trend or not. And basically, if anything, they found that it's slightly decreasing, although the second experiment uses fewer devices than the first. Again, the second experiment is of smaller scale. It uses only 37 devices, but it has a more diverse geographical footprint in 24 ISPs in different countries. We have the authors determined that only 3 of these ISPs may have deployed CGN, and for 2 of them they assigned low confidence. So again, we can see that the deployment of CGN is not a very popular practice, although it happens. So to conclude, Revelio is a novel tool that tries to infer the likelihood of a NAT444 present. It doesn't categorically determine whether NAT444 is deployed or not, but it assigns a confidence to its inference. And in some cases, it may be high or low, so basically it's a likelihood, not a categorical conclusion. The source code of Revelio is available in this GitHub repository. And yeah, that's all.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
I don't know if it would be very fair to...
I may know some. You know, if I don't know... Sorry.
All right, so let's try. So, are there any questions to the speaker?
Basically, the authors have a very practical, frequently asked questions for me here. So,
so because I'm quite...
you know, I may be able to answer some questions.
Looks like it's just as well that we don't seem to
have
questions.
Yeah.
And you're all the
Okay. All right, thanks a lot.
I think we have a break now.
All right, good. Huh?